Chef Nico Romo of Nico on Shem Creek is returning to downtown Charleston with a second restaurant called Bistronomy. The restaurant will offer old favorites with a side of French cuisine. I talk one-on-one with the chef for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Chef Nico Romo, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Well, I'm glad to be back. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. I know you are extremely busy, so thank you for taking a part of your time to help out with me and do the interview here. But I wanted to bring you back on Quintin's Close-Ups because you have exciting news. Obviously, you posted this on Facebook, I believe, a couple of weeks ago. You said this quote: "New door, new venture, new dishes, same chef Nico, coming soon." Obviously meaning Bistronomy, which is coming right down the street here to Spring Street. Who is Chef Nico these days?
The what? Where's Nico? Who is Nico?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I don't know. Just a normal guy to make it happen, you know. I'm just happy. You know, we got this location was kind of not something I was expecting really to do. It just kind of landed there and it felt right. And, you know, I didn't think I ever come back downtown, to be honest with you. You know, like I was like the rent is too high, and you know, the cost of building a business is just insane. It's at this point it's more like for corporate companies, not small business like me. But you know, we got a really good option to do it, and it was a smart move, I think. So we'll see. I mean, only time can tell, but I think it's a little risky now in the middle of COVID, that's for sure. But I felt like I don't think I'm going to have an opportunity like that again, probably in a long time. So I figured why not take a chance, and hoping that, you know, March or April, we had some vaccines and things are a little better, and, you know, it was just hopefully a lot easier and we could go back to a little more of a normal, you know.
Sure.
And that's my goal, you know.
Yeah, and let me talk more about Bistronomy because obviously you, Nico Romo, also obviously the owner chef of Nico in Mount Pleasant. You know, I run past there all the time on my run. But obviously, as you mentioned, you will open a second restaurant in the 64th Spring Street location, formerly occupied Josephine Wine Bar. Bistronomy will be, quote, a take on French casual dining using high-end, top-quality ingredients. What is your definition of creative French classic cuisine right now?
Well, you know, like I like to say innovative cuisine more innovative, like using, you know, the French classic. Always pay respect to my French classic dishes, but, you know, mixing different ingredients to them that you may not have seen in the past. Just try to keep it interesting, fun, and keep it, you know, like, you know, one of our dishes, we were going to use dumplings and just do like an escargot dumplings, a classic escargot, but into a dumpling, you know. So just having, but in the same time, we're still going to have what we call pâté en croûte with a foie gras in it, and, you know, classic foie gras. So really just using a lot of fun ingredients and just keep it really interesting, you know, using the confit, and we're going to do a lot of our classic dish, but we're going to twist all of them, you know, have kind of a fun interactive touch to it. So.
And you also said this too: I wanted to open a place that is modern yet remains true to my roots. What exactly are your roots?
I mean, my roots are French. You know, I'm born and raised in Lyon, but I'm still also have half Hispanic blood from my dad's side, and my mom was Italian. So I'm really just diverse in European world for sure. And my dad was born in Benisaf in Algeria, to all places. That was a French colony. So, I mean, I have a lot of different culture and bloods and mixture of food that I've been around. So.
And you also talked earlier about, obviously, your dreams and your realities. Bistronomy daily operations will be handled by the co-owner Dominique Chanty-Pie, who opened a Cafe Framboise Royce and Bistro Rene with his wife Florence after moving from moving to Charleston from California. The couple still owns the Bistro, a wine bar that's located at Market and Archdale Streets. And obviously, he says this quote: "Nico and I have always talked about working together, and after selling the cafe, we can bring our dreams to reality." How did you bring this dream, Bistronomy, to reality?
I mean, it was basically a pretty fast conversation, but, you know, I heard about the location. A friend of mine reached out, and, you know, I talked to Dominic and said, look, I mean, you know, it's a little wine bar there, but it might be interesting for you. Why don't you just do a wine bar in it? He came over, looked at the place, and he was like, no, this is great, but that's too big for a wine bar.
Hmm.
let's, as you say, let's just put a restaurant together in it. I was like,
Okay.
what? And I'm like, no, I don't think I want to come downtown right now.
Hmm.
And he was just like, come on, man, I'll just run the front and you'll take care of the back. And I was just like, all right, let me think about it. And it was just that easy. We just kind of
Wow.
make the switch. We make an offer, they accept the offers, and we just kind of went on it. It was an existing building, a beautiful property. There's not
Yes.
much work to do inside.
Mm.
It was like, it's not like you need to be spending any. We spend money in it, but nothing like compared. And if we start a restaurant from the ground up, like I did at Nico. I mean, Nico
Right.
was a build from the ground to the
Wow.
top. I mean, that was a big financial work. This was easier for sure. And the beautiful. I mean, the private owner beautiful job is spent a lot of some good money and to buy good equipment and good system. So we had to tweak it to make it work for our side of things. But in general, it was a good place to end. It was not a place I needed to burn down and start over. You know,
Right. Exactly right.
it was beautiful. So
Beautiful. And you talked earlier about downtown, and obviously we know all about the high rents down there for a lot of these restaurants. What is different between when you were in downtown years ago to right now?
yeah. I mean, right now, obviously, you can see a lot of places have shut down. So, I mean, it's definitely a lot more. It's definitely a lot more empty lots. That's for sure. And I think right now downtown is just in the point of waiting to see, after going through March and April. So I think the people who own property, commercial property, are just going to sit on it right now. They're just not going to just give away a cheap rent, just to get people in there because they know it will come back. But I think it's going to be a weird scenario for the next 6 months. I don't think we're going to get the hit that New York's going to get.
Mm.
But New York is definitely, New York's going to reboot. I mean, the rents that they had will never be the same rents. It's impossible. I can tell you right now, it's no way. So restaurants in those cities will reboot differently with lower rents. Charleston, I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, but that's a big difference right now. And I think the people have done a good job through COVID and just we've been really good with our staff, make sure no one gets sick.
Right.
We try to, do our job, wearing our mask and doing everything we can, sanitizing everything. And we did such a good job at Nicos to take care of everyone and the employees. So I think the guests have responded to that. So we're going to do the same thing at Bistronomy, and just making sure we build trust to our guests, knowing that we do all the things we can do to protect them. After that, I mean, it is what it is.
Sure.
I can't make a miracle happen, but
No.
I sure can make sure I take every step as possible in my knowledge to protect them.
Yes, sir. And you all said this too
That
on Facebook quote.
and customers.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm so sorry about the delay in this Zoom connection, but you said this on Facebook. You said this quote: "Paper signed, keys in hand, construction begins soon in a new restaurant." How many papers did you sign for Bistronomy?
How many papers?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of. I gotta ask my wife. She's the one who knows.
Okay.
She got but we got it all. I mean, we got a lot of paperwork, so
Yeah.
it was definitely much quicker than I expected. But also, I mean, not everybody's opening a restaurant right now. I
Right.
mean, I don't know. I'm not sure how many people are opening a new restaurant in Charleston right now.
Mm.
But we can't be many, so I think the city is definitely a little less, overwhelmed than they usually are. So it was definitely way smoother, and I think they're just. I mean, that's another thing. I feel like people are
Yeah.
just happy. Like even my customers and
Yes.
everyone just kind of feel thankful that everybody wants good news.
Sure.
With this crappy year we had. So I think every time you bring something else that has nothing to do with politics or anything to do with nothing to do with COVID, it's just something new. Like, hey, we're opening a new restaurant, and people are like, "What?
Yeah.
Yay, cool!
Yes.
Something else to worry about to out that is not.
Yes.
We need some positive, and we have to continue.
Oh,
Otherwise, if you look, that's
oh,
going to
Jesus,
be
this
negative.
connection.
And we're not young, and I got to take risks and take chances, and that's what we're doing.
Yes,
You know,
sir. And I am
I got to
so
take a chance. That's
chance.
what we're doing. I'm
Yes,
going
sir.
for.
Oh yeah, and you
You
how
okay?
long? Okay, yeah. Sorry about the delay in the connection, in the Wi-Fi connection. But how long did it take you to actually revamp that entire location?
We got the key 4 weeks ago,
Oh
so you
wow.
have to think that we did this in 4 weeks.
Yee.
So that is super quick,
Yes, sir. Yes,
super
sir.
super quick.
Yes, indeed. And how many
I'm going.
reservations? Oh yeah.
How many reservation we have?
Yes, sir. So far.
So the seating inside is gonna be about 60, and the outside will be about 20 seats.
Okay.
We have already sold out Friday and Saturday night, the first two
Wow.
nights pretty much. Yeah.
That's
So
really, really, really great. And I know,
it's
obviously, yeah. And I know that obviously you said this. Very excited to come back downtown with some classic dishes and new features that you just mentioned. What are those classic dishes and new favorites that the downtown crowd would actually like? You mentioned some earlier.
so. Before I opened Nico, I was down. I was downtown. I was the executive chef, culinary director for Patrick Property at Fish.
Yeah.
So a lot of the dishes that I used to do when I was at Fish, I have brought back, for them to have. Because when I opened Nico, everybody was like, "Hey, are you ever gonna do this dish again? Or are you gonna do this dish again?" And I was like, "Well, it's a different concept, different restaurant. Like now I'm starting something totally new. A totally different type of food cuisine at this point." Uh, so that's kind of like what I'm doing coming back downtown is try to bring back old memories, old dishes, things that we've done in the past,
Yes.
that people will be super pumped because they've all been asking for it, so now
Right.
they can have them. And then people that don't know those dishes at the time, because it's been now 3 to 4 years, and have new clientele too that have not seen it or tried it, then they have a chance to do that. And I think that's fun, And in this weird timing we have right now, felt like if you can bring home some old memories, something cool, and it's just a tomato mozzarella dish that I used to do, then I always been asked for, and I'm like, that'll be back on the menu. I felt like the duck, I used to do a duck confit steam buns.
Oh.
That was a big signature dish. So that will be back. I think like a lot of people are gonna feel like, oh my god, I'm back home, like going back to your roots of some things that you have eaten for so long, because I mean, I was at Fish for 10 years.
Right.
So for 10 years, we had a huge following and clientele and crowd that, loved what we were doing. So, I was definitely one of the it was a pretty innovative cuisine at the time. So it's fun to be able to bring that back.
Yes, sir. And let me talk to you about Nico. You said this too, quote, 3 years anniversary. I had no idea what this third year was going to be like, and I was trying to find the best picture that is to recap it. And quite honestly, this toilet paper is one reason I can still post about Nico. And of course, my partner, Carol, and the amazing, incredible team. And, obviously, so you said, Neil, you know who you are, and there's too many amazing people to be able to tag you all. But that they trusted in me with their eyes closed during this incredibly challenging time and followed me through this mess. Walk me back to that time from March to right now. What was it like to be you, Nico?
I don't know. I mean, it was me, Nico, and every other chef in this country and the world,
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
We all on the same page. But I mean, the fortunate thing I had is I'm French, and my family in Europe, they're about 2, 3 weeks ahead of us when all
yeah.
this was going down.
Right.
So I was kind of getting the heads up on what was going on and when they actually stopped shutting down.
Hmm.
And when I got the call from my brother who owned the restaurant, he was like, "They just shut me down. Like they gave me a 2 hour notice." So that Saturday, before we shut all the shutdown, I
Right.
came down to the restaurant. We were packed, full
Oh,
restaurant, everything.
yeah.
And I told my chef and my GM and say, "Guys, we need to think about we're gonna get shut down soon." So
Mm,
they both look at me like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "We're gonna
right.
get closed. So this is what we need to do. We need to start pivoting and getting things ready for takeout."
Mm,
So what I did is we had a POS system that can do takeout orders, but we
yeah.
just never turned it on. So we
Mm,
turned the system on to start doing takeout.
right.
Did the setup to program the websites, and then we start pivoting everything we could, start organizing. I had a meeting on Monday with my managers,
Yeah.
and I told them, all of them, I say, "Look, guys, there's two options. I mean, I'm looking, I know where it's going. Like I could
Mm,
see it." And I was like, "I see the reservation dropping tremendously." And I say,
mm,
we're either going to have 10 covers a night and be fucking bleeding money, or we need to turn this thing around and start doing takeout.
mm,
So by Monday, after our meeting, I told the teams option A, option B. and everybody was like, we're going with A, and I'm like, let's go. So, we took A as an option, which called a staff meeting
Yes.
on Tuesday morning. And because my goal was, I wanted to make sure at the time was, I wanted my server leaving, payroll was ending on Tuesday. And my staff was going to end up with the most money in the bank account, like the highest pay that they can get. So with unemployment, if when you go apply for unemployment, they apply from your less to your more, right?
Right.
So I was like, let's get all our guys on unemployment now at the highest rate they can get, so we can help them out. I'm going to take care of them health benefits, so that way I'll pay that out of pocket, and then we're gonna start feeding them, taking care of them, and let's see where we are in 2 weeks from now. But let's get him out there. Let's get him first. Make sure they get a health benefit, get taken care of, and I don't send them to unemployment with a $10 a night tip because there's no coverage.
Right.
Because I was really worried about them. Like, how are they gonna make any money? We'll keep the kitchens and all the salaries, and then we're gonna try to run a payroll to that to take out. So I did the meeting with staff, and I think the governor went on live at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon that Tuesday.
Right.
So we're already ready to go. We already set it up. We knew we were closing that night.
Right.
So we were basically ahead of the game on that. And literally Wednesday morning, I already had signage printed, all the shit ready. We literally did a drive-through in the restaurant and through the parking lot.
Right.
Set up a whole drive-through, set up a whole system, and then went live. And I was just like, well, Nico's never done takeout. Nico's never been, his food is not known to be a takeout restaurant. And I'm like, we need to get public, we need to get the word out. We need to blow it up. So I had this idea about grabbing a toilet paper and put a Nico sticker on it. And my GM looked at me. She's like, "You nuts. What the hell are you doing? We're a restaurant. We're not going to give away toilet paper." I'm like, well, if it's one time in our world that toilet paper and food going to be okay, this is now. This isn't the time. It works.
Right.
And she's like, "You're insane." And then, the first lady pulled in, and I give her a toilet paper, say, "Can I take a picture of you?" And like, I'm giving a toilet paper to every single customer that comes in the first couple of ways.
Right.
And then, as a gift, come get some toilet paper. You're looking for it. And it just blew up. I mean, it just literally blew up on social media. And we got on the news the next day. People were taking videos, and people start copying us, doing the same thing. It just launched the place and really made sure people understand that, yeah, you can take out Nico, order online right there, pick it up, no contact less, stay in your car, we'll drop it off, and then boom, we started. Yes. And then I started getting requests from people like, "Hey, are you gonna deliver in West Ashley or delivery there?" I'm like, well, I can't do that. I just don't have a setup. So at that point, then we start coming back with a weekly calendar. So we were doing every day of the week a region, like North Charleston, North Mount Pleasant, West Ashley, Johns Island.
Yes.
And we just like start going, and all these people will do orders before 3 o'clock. We'll get like 20 or 30 orders before we start the day, which was huge. And then after that, we'll do a regular Mount Pleasant service and delivery in our neighborhood. And we kept alive, man. I mean, it was impressive. And then we had Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter. So we did the Easter meals, all that stuff. And all that income was just literally just making us stay, not going to red, break even, taking care of the staff. We feed all our employees every day, all the ones around unemployment. We give away eggs. I mean, we try to help the local oyster farmers. I mean, it was really cool. I mean, for 8 weeks, it just, I was pushing crazy. And then Mother's Day weekend showed up, and then the governor reopened. Right. And I mean, my takeout business in 3 days went from gone, like 70% of sales were gone. Wow. So at the time, I was kind of visioning, I knew it was coming. So I already hired all my servers. Yes. And then we got geared up and then reorganized and put all our sanitation system in place because I didn't want to listen to whatever DX was saying because that was just a joke. I wanted to do what they do plus more and, make sure I really protect my staff and then protecting our guests. So we did our own rules, added more to the system, got super sanitized, put a filtering system in our air conditioning systems. Right. And we did everything we can to make it as safe as possible for anyone to come eat. Yeah, man. And, we had 0 cases of employees getting sick in my restaurant. So that means something. Right. And then we just went for it, man. We just, since that point, we just kept open and kept going. And and slowly do our things, and we got a lot of support from the community, and
Yes.
a lot of people were like, "We're gonna come eat every day to
Yeah.
make sure you don't shut down.
Right.
We don't want you to close."
No.
I mean, it was like the messages, the texts, the phone calls, the support on takeout was just amazing, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it just it was sometime out of worse you can see also the best of a lot of people. So
Yes.
and I definitely remember that for a long time.
A long time. And I know this might be a crazy question, but from March until right around Mother's Day, how many takeouts did you all, do on a
I
daily
have no idea.
basis? Oh yeah.
I
That's
don't
about,
know. I mean,
yeah.
we'll do about. I mean, we had 20 to 30 to 40 orders maybe a day. I
Oof.
mean, we did good. I mean,
Yeah.
and then it was funny. It was weird though. It was like we were done by 7:30.
Wow.
It was crazy. It was just this like 5:30 to 7:30. I mean, my kitchen guys and my manager did not mind.
Wow.
We are really having early days. I mean, we're done by 9 o'clock. Everybody's
Wow.
home.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Instead
It
of
was kind
like
of
2
like, this is
a.m.
kind of cool.
Yes.
Kitchen's clean. We're all home. It's 9 o'clock at night because
Yeah.
everybody was just ordering early and having them
Right.
take out and done. I was like, oh my God.
Yes. Versus
This
like
is
2 in the
getting on
morning.
the schedule? 5, 9 to 5.
That's
I
right.
mean, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. No,
And
it was
that was amazing. And where is your restaurant percentage wise? Where are you? Like 90% back to where it was before COVID?
I mean, we're close. We're close to the similar, I would say at this point. But it's so awkward. It's hard to understand. Some days maybe, some days not. But no, we're about the same. I can say, I can't say it's been bad. The summer was good in Shem Creek.
Yes.
We kept everybody doing our thing. We had a little fight here and there. People were asking, why do I have to wash my hand to come inside the restaurant? And I'm like, well, just like Mama say, always wash your hand before you dinner.
That's
And they
right.
just laugh. They look at me and they just start laughing, and they're like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Yeah, don't you supposed to wash your hand?" I was like, "Yeah, that's what Mama say." I'm like, "Here you go." It's not a political view. It's just a sanitation thing.
Yes.
Wash your hands. So, we made it work. We had some here and there, but in general, it was pretty positive, and I think people just kind of felt like we're taking care and making sure they were safe. So, we got a good response out of that.
And now let's fast forward. Thanksgiving is a week away. Tell me what's new at Nico this year.
Well, I mean, we are, because of Mother's Day and Father's Day and all that stuff, we did always takeout meals. So we're doing takeout for Thanksgiving, which is like, why am I doing this again? But the people were so thankful. And even today, I was at the oyster dinner.
Yeah.
And this guy came in and he's like, I just want to tell you, like, we did your Mother's Day takeout, and it was such a special moment for us because it was the first like really big meal we had like that with our family. And it meant a lot for you guys to do all this for us. And I'm like, well, it meant a lot for us because that revenue literally kept us alive for 2 more weeks, for me to be having that sale. So it helped me too. And, I'm so glad it helped them. So now I felt like I need to continue, providing for the people who don't want to go out also. And that's the other thing I was big on. Like, we still do takeout. Like, I never stop takeout because I can delivery. I just don't have the manpower.
Right.
But I'm like, I will do takeout. We'll still do takeout. I'm like, because some of my guests still haven't come back, and they can't come back because they're not healthy enough for them to go out. And I don't want to make them to feel like I'm forgetting about them. I got you, like, I want to still provide you my food because you support me the entire time we were closed. So now it's not because I'm open. I want to forget about you. So I'm trying to do my best to make sure we still do all the takeout we can for them. And then that's what we're doing Thanksgiving too, and see how it goes. And we're going to do probably Christmas too.
Oh, wow.
And then we'll see next year.
Yes.
But we're just going to do those 2 rounds and see how it goes. I mean, we're selling a pretty good amount so far, but we're doing a limited amount, but just enough to do it. Because I like my stuff to be off on Thanksgiving, know. So we're going to go in the morning, and we'll have it out the kitchen, the restaurant by 10 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock, and then so everybody can go take care of their family. So
yeah, that's going to be exciting. Well, and I know you're extremely busy, so thank you so much for your time, Chef Nico Romo, again, and welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Anytime.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
You too.